What's going on there, YouTube? And welcome back to another comic book video. This is the channel where we sit down and cover different comic book stories from different comic book companies. Today, we are going to jump back over to DC Comics and continue our coverage over DC Infinite Frontier. This is the current initiative that DC is having in their comic book line. And we're going to wrap up the first storyline for Nightwing in this new era of DC Comics. Now, in our last Nightwing video, we covered the first two chapters. In this video right here, we are going to cover the last four chapters. But in this video right here, we get to learn about a secret sibling of Dick Grayson. The question is, who is that secret sibling? So if you do like today's comic book video, hit that like button down below and also subscribe for more content to come in the near future. But I do hope you enjoy today's video. So this video is going to wrap up the Leaping into the Light storyline. We pick up with Dick Grayson, who is currently at home chilling. In our last video, the night before, he helped a ton of homeless people out, except one person he did help out, Martin Holt. He was killed yesterday by a new villain who is out there stealing hearts. The reason why I mention this is because that is when the police arrive and they already gather information about the fact that Dick Grayson bought Martin Holt a hotel. It is strange how the booking was done by Dick Grayson and Martin ended up dead in the back of an alley. So this leads into Dick Grayson, of course, being interrogated by the police detectives because they literally believe that he was the one who did it. So you have Dick Grayson call Barbara Gordon because in our last video, she was hanging around Dick Grayson in the beginning of the story. Also, she can help him by being his alibi and making it seem that there is no way he killed Martin Holt. Also that with the combination of them both having law enforcement degrees, well, they know what the cops can and cannot do, meaning that they are being kicked out by Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon because they don't have anything on him. Now, once the cops leave, you have Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson begin to talk about looking for Martin Holt's son. The police had no idea where he would be at, except Dick Grayson knows where. The homeless camp we saw in our last video, where a lot of kids go when they lose their parents. Now, Dick Grayson will not be going. Dick Grayson is going to call his brother. Of course, that brother is Tim Drake. With Dick Grayson calling up Tim Drake, this makes sense. They have a connection since the 1990s. Also that Tim Drake was the one who figured out that Batman and Nightwing were Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson. Now this is the moment we get our hint what Dick Grayson is going to do with the money he got from Alfred. Remember, Alfred is dead, but with his death, Alfred left Dick Grayson a lot of money, and I mean a lot. But you have Dick Grayson tell Tim Drake that he has a meeting back in Gotham in the morning. Something big is going to come very soon. Now, the real reason why Dick Grayson called up Tim Drake is because Tim Drake knows how to talk to kids. Also, they have brought Tim H down, I think, again in DC Comics. Only reason why I'm saying that is because it seems that maybe Tim Drake is back in the high school age. I could be wrong, but this leads to Tim Drake being able to locate Martin Holt's son and hopefully build a bond with him so they can learn what he saw happen to his father. We saw it happen, but of course, Dick Grayson did not. Out of nowhere though, you have some low-level grade villains that work with Nightwing's current villain, which of course is Blockbuster, the dude who is basically the kingpin of crime in Bloodhaven and has meta-human powers as well. Now with these low-level villains, they are just here to basically get rid of these kids homeless camp because it is something that Blockbuster wants gone. So of course, they came here to start stuff. They have no idea that Nightwing and Red Robin are both there. So of course, this begins a whole fight scene, and really, it is just nice to see some old Robins working together to take down some low-level villains. Honestly, these bad guys don't even stand a chance against Nightwing and Red Robin, except the problem is that after the villains have been taken down, well, out of nowhere, a whole fire just pops up out of nowhere at the campsite. So of course, you have Nightwing and Red Robin begin the process of saving all of the children at this campsite. Now Nightwing knows that this wasn't Blockbuster doing at all, that it has to be someone else. So while they are saving the children and trying to get them somewhere safe, that is when our new villain pops up, the one who killed Martin Holt, and they're going to name him Heartless, which is a very interesting name to give someone, but hey, here we are. We did get reminded about Melina Zuko. We met her in our last video. She is the daughter of Tony Zuko, the man who killed Nightwing's parents. She had also become the mayor of Bloodhaven because the villain Blockbuster had killed off the last one because he was not making enough money for Blockbuster. So we see here that her being the mayor of the city is only because of him. Getting back to Nightwing, who is having a run-in with our new villain Heartless, we see that Heartless is planning to fight against Nightwing in this section. We know that for a first time fighting between a new villain and a hero, it may not end with the hero actually being able to capture the villain. Also, this is the point Nightwing learns that this character actually has super strength as well. So he may be a meta-human, or his suit may give him some kind of powers. Either way, you have the two of them fight against each other and they go back and forth for a good period of time. But like I said, we are not going to see Nightwing be able to capture this villain for the first time when he is so new. You have Heartless tell us and Nightwing that he is happy the children are running towards the pier like he planned it. Of course, that is when Nightwing knows what he is planning to do. Heartless blows up the pier, which of course is now trapping the children and Red Robin. Most of the kids can't swim, so they can't jump into the water. At the other end, this huge fire is coming and could possibly kill all of the children off. So now it is like, what can Nightwing and Red Robin do to save the children? This is the moment when Nightwing wants to show Barbara Gordon and Tim Drake that Bloodhaven is not completely evil. For the ones out there who don't know, Bloodhaven was written as being worse than Gotham. So this is Nightwing showing us and his allies that there is still some good in this city. He makes a call out over a radio broadcast that some nice people with boats come and save Tim Drake and the children before they are possibly killed off. The next problem is that Dick Grayson then passes out from his head injury. When he wakes up, he is back in his apartment and being checked up on by Barbara Gordon. She tells us that he needs rest because of his head injuries. Now, this is also the moment when you have Barbara Gordon tell Dick Grayson something we already knew. Melina Zuko is now the mayor of Bloodhaven, the daughter of the man that had killed his parents. Except you have Tim Drake chime in and tell Dick Grayson and us that there is an FBI record over Melina, except for some reason a lot of information is being blocked. The question is, why the FBI have a record on her and why Tim Drake can't access the blackout information. Either way, you have Barbara Gordon and Tim Drake tell Dick Grayson that he needs to rest for now because of his head injury. Of course, Dick Grayson doesn't listen because as soon as everyone leaves to go back home, you have Dick Grayson decide he needs to look into more information about Melina Zuko. The only way he is going to learn more about her is that he is going to break into her home, hoping that maybe she is not home. Also, with Nightwing wearing his mask, Barbara Gordon knows that Dick Grayson did not listen to her advice with the idea of staying home and rest. Except as soon as he breaks into the home of Melina Zuko, well, that is when her assistant or bodyguard Audrey almost takes Nightwing's head off. But he does dodge her attack, except she does get the upper hand on him and hits him in the head. With his head injury, he can't stand up straight, and then he is knocked out by Melina Zuko at the end of the fight. Now here comes the big plot twist of the whole book. You have Nightwing wake up with his mask gone, of course letting Melina Zuko know that Dick Grayson is Nightwing, which is something she should not know. Then he counterattacked verbally by saying that he knows about her her FBI file. She does not care about that at all. She wants to tell him the biggest thing about this whole book, that she is his sister. She is technically Melina Grayson, the sister of Dick Grayson. With that last part being said, before we can talk more about how this is even possible, you have Dick Grayson grab his mask, and the reason why is because he knows that since he was knocked out, he was unable to tell Barbara Gordon that he is okay. So right now, the Titans and Batman are about to attack the home of Melina Zuko. Luckily for her, he does grab his mask, tells Barbara to call off the attack, which Barbara does for him before something happens. Now, we can dive into how Melina is actually the sister of Dick Grayson, except you have Melina say that it would be better for Dick Grayson to hear it from someone else, which is her mother, Melly. I think it's Melly. Could be Miley. I want to say it's Melly. Show us that she does know the parents of Dick Grayson and begins to tell us how Melina is the sister of Dick Grayson. She explains at the young age of 23, she was brought to America, and of course she was bought by Tony Zuko, the man who murdered Dick Grayson's parents. Now this takes place way before Dick Grayson was born and before Dick Grayson's parents were even a couple. Either way, Tony took Miley to Haley's circus, the circus that Grayson used to work for. But when Tony and Miley get there, Miley wanted to leave because she knew how bad of a person he was. She was able to run away, but she had to hide somewhere until he left. That is when Dick Grayson's father actually helps her out and hides her in his trailer. Then he and some of the other members of the circus were able to chase Tony and make him leave. This is the moment Miley, is it Miley or is it Melly? I think it's Miley, joins Haley's circus. Except Miley didn't stay that long, but she stayed long enough to form a relationship with Dick Grayson's father, meaning that there was a time they had some relations. Except after her being there a while, Tony Zuko came back for her and kidnapped her back because he hated the fact he lost her in the first place. Of course, when she came back with Tony, well, she gave birth to Melina. And we know that Tony is not the father of the baby because the timeline doesn't match up. So of course, Dick Grayson's father is Melina's father. After a few more years, Melina didn't stay long again. She dipped out and Tony didn't stop her. Her goal was to let Melina meet her father, except by that time, Dick Grayson was born and his parents were married. At that time, she felt like it was a bad time to bring up the fact that he has 2 children. So she went on with her life, except when she wanted to come back and try again to introduce Melina to him, by that time, Tony Zuko killed Dick Grayson's parents, which now changes the whole motive why he did it. it was all because of Melly, really. Well, that's what it seems like to me. Now, getting back into the present day, we see that Dick Grayson automatically believes what Melly and Melina are saying. There's no arguing to see that maybe they will slip and tell the truth. It is Dick Grayson believing everything they said, except before they can begin the process of bonding with one another, that is when there is a knock on the door. And it is Blockbuster and a huge police force who are about to break into the home of Melina Zuko. Now, before we get into the action of the book, I want to explain that Dick Grayson does believe Melina being his sister. He doesn't believe that she is innocent, that she is working for Blockbuster, except that is when she tells Dick Grayson that she is actually working for the FBI. That is why her file was all blocked in different ways. So this is the moment Dick Grayson really doesn't have a choice here, that he has to believe her and also make it seem that she is not a traitor to Blockbuster, because you have Blockbuster tell us and them that he knows that Dick Grayson is in there. Of course, he had the apartment watched by some of his men. So now Dick Grayson and Melina have to make it seem that she is still on Blockbuster's side, and they did not just form some kind of an alliance. Now you have Blockbuster bust into the apartment and see that Melina and her bodyguard are tied up in chairs, making it seem that Dick Grayson did it. Blockbuster does confirm that he has her apartment on watch because she is working for him and she needs to be protected, which Blockbuster still believes that she is on his side. Either way, he does go after Nightwing, which gives us the Nightwing versus Blockbuster fight. Now, this is not the big fight where Nightwing wins and Blockbuster goes to jail and stuff. In reality, Blockbuster is going to be around for a while on Taylor's comic book run. So even though this fight does go on for about 3 to 5 pages, it is just Nightwing trying to get away from Blockbuster because of his head injury. So at the end of the day, Nightwing is able to get away before something bad happens to him. At this point, you had the story begin to calm down and get us ready for the big Batman event that is coming up, which of course is Fear State. I think it's called Fear State. Dick Grayson goes home to rest up and only to wake up 2 days later, which of course he does get well rested, except the problem is that he missed some meetings back at home in Gotham. So he leaves to go back home to Gotham and meet up with Leslie Thompson, the Titans, and Lucas Fox to get some approvals for his big move. Now, the next person he does meet is Superman. This makes sense because Dick Grayson had a close bond to Superman like Batman does. Not as close, but it is second to none when it comes to people in the Bat family. I mean, Dick Grayson has been around since the 1940s, where he met and hung out with Superman so many times in the past. Also, Superman was the one who gave Dick Grayson the name Nightwing. Either way, you have Dick Grayson tell Superman what his big plan is, and Superman loves it. Again, we don't know the big plan yet, except it makes Superman happy. Now, Superman does ask for something in return, that Dick Grayson can be a great role model for Jonathan Kent, because Superman is going to leave for a short period of time. Jonathan Kent is going to be the one in charge now, the Superman of Metropolis. This gives us the chance to see Dick Grayson be nervous with the whole big reveal of his big plan. There's different kinds of media waiting outside for him, meaning that he is going to make his big announcement. Except before he goes out there, you have him and Barbara Gordon kiss, which tells us that in this book, they might become a couple now after that kiss. Except I'm pretty sure Starfire and Dick Grayson are a couple in Teen Titans series as well. Either way, this is kind of a big moment for Dick Grayson. Now, we finally learned what the big plan Dick Grayson has been talking about doing with the money Alfred had left for him, which is basically to be a foundation that is going to help build and repair Bloodhaven, hoping that maybe they can change for the city and get rid of the people who are actually hurting the city. He actually calls it the Alfred Foundation. Now, phase 1 is to get the homeless people off the streets, but the goal of this project is to evolve to the point where it doesn't just help Bloodhaven, that it could change other parts of the world, which of course everyone is watching. Batman and the Bat Family, Dick Grayson's new sister, but also Blockbuster. We then see that Heartless was also watching the press conference, where Heartless knows Dick Grayson so well, hence that he was his first. But you have the book showing us that Heartless is declaring to go after Dick Grayson. The reason why is because it would ruin Heartless' plans for Bloodhaven. And this is where we are going to end today's video. So please hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content to come in the near future. Also, any suggestions on books I should read? Well, please let me know in the comments below, because you never know, your suggestion could be a future video down the road. But I do hope you enjoyed today's video.